All right, welcome back. Our next topic for current liabilities are those liabilities relating to payroll. So if you're an employer and you have employees, right, you of course have to pay your employees. So you have their pay. You are of course responsible for paying them and responsible for withholding an appropriate amount for taxes. Right? So you have your employees, you have the gross pay, right? Maybe you say you get $5,000 a month. So of course, you're supposed to pay them that. But also, being an employer in the US government, right, operating under all the laws that we have, we are required to withhold certain payroll deductions. Okay, we have some that are absolutely required and those that are voluntary. Okay, so let's start with the required piece. All right, if you're an employee in the United States, you, with very few exceptions, have to pay Social Security. That is 6.2% of your gross pay. Your wages are also subject to Medicare taxes, which is 1.4% of your gross pay. Sometimes you'll hear the sum of these two taxes referred to as FICA taxes. That stands for Federal Insurance Contributions Act. It was the legislation that made these two taxes law. All right. Okay, and this isn't a payroll class. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of how to calculate it. You know, for our class, just knowing that 6.2% of gross wages and 1.45% of gross wages is fine. The other required withholdings are federal income tax withholding, sometimes abbreviated FIT, and state income tax withholding. Now, those are not necessarily a percentage like the Social Security and Medicare. Those are based off of the tax tables calculated according to the W-4 information you submit when you start employment. Okay, so for our problems, they will give you that information. All right, so those are your required payroll deductions. Voluntary contributions include retirement if your employer offers that, and health insurance contributions, right? If you get health insurance through your employer, usually they pay a portion of your premium and you pay a portion. You might have union dues that come out, maybe what else? Flexible spending account, things like that. So all those items are deducted from your gross pay to get to your net pay, also called take-home pay. Right? The actual amount that your payroll check is for. Okay, so we all know when we open up our payroll check, it's sadly not our gross. We get to take home and deposit our pay after all of those deductions. All right, so now we know how to calculate net pay. We know the required deductions and some of the voluntary deductions. So let's go ahead and try calculating that and doing the journal entry to record this. So we'll do that in an example in the next video, but here it is in case you want to take a screenshot or pause the video, work through it, and then see if you got it right on the following video.